Hey there, everybody. Doing my weekly hike here, and of course I couldn't find the trail that I was going to go on, but I happened to be in an area that was familiar to me as a kid anyway, and a place I used to camp at a lot, and it's called Staunton Dam. And it's been a while since I've been up here, and they've done some things to kind of stop people from going out on out in the center of the dam there and stuff. And but what else is interesting is you kind of see how far down this dam is. It's down you know, a good 4 feet or so in 4 foot of water, missing out of I believe 17 acres of watershed is a lot of water. Yeah, I don't know if you can see there along the other side of the bank too. You can really kind of see how far down the water is. You see like this rock cliff is what it looks like here on this side, and essentially that whole rock cliff is generally full of water up to the top of that. I'll be able to zoom in here a little bit. You kind of get a better idea. But what else is surprising, I think today's hike is just going to be around this dam a little bit. But what's really surprising to me is, in my opinion, they've kind of let this place go. You know, as far as the upkeep of it. And you know, it's just kind of disheartening. Yeah, because it could have turned into a lot more than what it is. But you know, whatever. But for some of the history about this place, it's called Stanton Dam, and it's the watershed for the city of Staunton. And the city of Staunton is about 16 miles from here. And you know, they actually dug a tunnel through a mountain right here close to pipe the water through. It used to be purified here on the spot, and some time ago, probably about 15 years ago, they started purifying it on the other end. So instead of purifying the lake water here at the lake, they started just pumping the lake water one to the city of Stanton, and then purifying it at Stanton before it went to residential use. For a long time they didn't allow fishing here on the dam. They didn't allow it for a good 20 or 30 years, which, you know, really allowed the fish that was in here to really grow. And then they actually opened it up to fishing. And man, you used to catch some big old bass out here. You had to get on the other side of the lake, which, you know, is over there. I know it doesn't look far, but it's a pain to get there from here. And you had to get over on the other side of the lake, walk around here to the back side of it, and do you fishing there for a really big bass. So but yeah, it looked like the campground down there, which is called North River Campground. Yeah, it looked like it was still in operation, of course. But you know, they have outhouses as opposed to a flush toilet. Which, I'll be honest with you, if you're digging the hole for the outhouse anyway, why not just put in a septic system and put in a flush toilet? I guess because didn't want to use water. But I'm just saying, the hole's already there. You got plenty of water here. You know, doesn't seem like it'd be overly complicated. But that's just a matter of opinion, I guess. It would certainly turn into a lot better campground, in my opinion. Sure is a pretty lake, though. But the backside of it's right about there, or what I always called the backside. Kind of makes me wish I had a fishing pole. So this isn't a very long hike today at all. In fact, I wouldn't even call it a hike. More like visiting. Oh, that's really cool. All these rocks kind of overhanging you. Because we done walked the entire trail that we can here on this side, as far as it goes. That only took 5 minutes, so definitely not what I would call a hike. But one of the other things I did want to talk about in my quest of losing weight, and that is, I've come across something called intermediate fasting. And essentially what that is, it's just like it sounds. It means you take some time out of your week to fast. And whenever you boil it down, you know, I think essentially it is still going to just boil down to one simple principle, and that's that you're taking in less food than you normally would, which in turn means you'll probably lose weight. But intermediate fasting can be done several ways. Some people do it, they eat 5 days a week and they fast 2 days a week. Another way is to fast 20 hours per day and have a feeding window of 4 hours per day. But the most popular is 16-8, 16 hours of fasting and an 8-hour window of feeding. So essentially what that means is you take any 8 hours of the day, and during that 8 hours you can eat. I'm not going to say you can eat whatever you want, because you can't. You still have to eat your real food, you know, meat, vegetables, some fruit, cheese. But you do that for 8 hours. And at the end of your 8 hours, you are fasting for the next 16 hours. So for a lot of people, that essentially means skip breakfast. or skip supper or dinner for all you northerners. But I can say it is supper, beyond a shadow of a doubt. The reason it's supper is because Jesus Christ himself had the Last Supper. Can't argue with the big man. Just saying. Anyway. So you eat 8 hours, or you have an 8-hour feeding window that you can eat your meals in. So the idea is that whenever you consume food, your insulin starts to react, or your body starts to make insulin to help digest that food. And whenever your body starts to make insulin, it turns off your growth hormone, which means that your growth hormone stops. Apparently your growth hormone is responsible for repairing cells. So meaning if you had cells that need repaired during the growth hormone process is when they will be repaired. I haven't researched all the terminology myself and can give you, precise facts about this, but essentially, so your body has to stop making insulin and start making growth hormone in order to repair itself. So the idea is that you give more hours, you give twice as many hours in the day for repair as you do for new food consumption. So 8 hours is dedicated to breaking down new food. 16 hours is dedicated to repairing cells. Was about the gist that I got. Kind of makes sense. What's interesting about that, though, is looking at other things, because I've looked at a lot of things online. I think I got to be so big. Anyway, and looking at other things, such as cancer treatment, or home remedies of cancer treatment. Shouldn't really say home remedies, but in conjunction with conventional treatment. I had seen some people talking about fasting while they had gone through chemo. The reason that the subject is near and dear to my heart is because my mom died of cancer. She smoked most of her life. It started out as lung cancer, spread to other areas of her body, which eventually just consumed her. And, eventually passed away from it. But, again, people who apparently who was diagnosed with cancer, gone through chemo, also fast while through chemo. And here we got somebody walking along the freaking dam. Ain't supposed to be. Anyway. So that's just an interesting fact that I thought I would mention as well. Because it seems like that whenever you start trying nutrition in with some of these things, that a lot of your health really does have to do with what you eat. Or, that simple saying of, you are what you eat. It's no lie. But since I got somebody out here, I'm going to go ahead and put away the camcorder. Anyway, you have been on this entire hike with me. Again, I wouldn't call it a hike. It is what it is today. I couldn't find a trail that I wanted to go on. But you know, at least we got up, got outside, walked around here a little bit. Hopefully maybe I can find somewhere else to walk around here in a little bit. I don't know. And we'll call this a video. So I guess maybe today was kind of a maintenance walk. We'll see how well this works. But anyway, back to intermediate fasting. I've decided to give that a try, as well as you know, the other things that we had talked about, such as hang on, I got a couple people here. I wanted to give that a try along with other things, such as you know, eating less sugar, no soda, eating real food. So the hard part for me, though, to do this is I can only do it 4 days a week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Maybe Sunday. The reason being is because me and my wife have a tradition of going out to breakfast on Fridays. So I don't really want to give that up. As well as me and my dad have a tradition of going out to breakfast on Saturdays. So essentially for me, doing the 16-8 intermediate fasting, I'm not eating breakfast. So my first meal of the day is lunch, and my lunch consists of a salad that I showed y'all in a previous video, you know, which is a really big salad. Kind of keeps me full. Along with that salad, I might eat a couple rice cakes with almond butter on them. But that's it. That's my lunch. And that's my first meal of the day at 12 o'clock during the day. You know, I work from home, so that's an easy schedule for me to follow. I simply wake up and I don't eat. You know, I wait till 12. And that actually hasn't been too bad. It's been a lot easier than I thought that it would be. I do get a little bit hungry, especially going into the 10:30, 11 o'clock hour. You know, you start feeling hungry, but at that point you only have an hour left until you can eat. And then I'll start cooking my chicken around 11:40 and start making my salad along with that around 11:40. And it takes me, you know, 15-20 minutes to make my salad, and, you know, to fry up the chicken and make, you know, cut everything up for the salad. So, you know, realistically, at 10:30, if I start to get hungry, I know that in essentially 1 hour, an hour longer, I'll get to start making my lunch, which, you know, once I get to start making it, I really am or not that hungry anymore. I say not that, you know, I'm not, it doesn't feel like I'm starving anymore. You know, I know that lunch is coming, I'm sitting down, I'm preparing it, and, you know, it's on its way. So that's been working out well. A whole lot better than I thought. So if there's anybody out there that says, I don't know if I can go without breakfast, blah, 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 you know, I think that you can. Especially us big guys. I mean, come on. Your body has a lot of extra fuel there to certainly make it through the morning hours up until lunchtime. So that's that. That's what I've been doing. And my first meal is at 12, which means that I have to finish eating by 8. And we typically eat supper around 6 or 6:30. in the evening. And one of the other things I wanted to point out as well, as there was a period of time in my life that I lost 25 pounds. I've done it fairly easily, and I'm surprised I'm having such a hard time losing weight now, but I've never put the same combination back that I did as before, which I'm going to start doing soon as well. And it also goes along with what my doctor told me. The doctor told me that there's no way that you can eat or get out of what you eat in a day for the fiber intake that you should have. So let me repeat that again, just for those that got confused, such as myself. You cannot get out of food the amount of fiber that you need with the amount of food that you eat per day, meaning that you have to get a fiber supplement. So in other words, you have to add a fiber supplement to your diet in order to get the recommended amount of fiber per day that you need. So whenever I lost weight before, I lost that 25 pounds. And actually I'd done that in like 6 weeks. I was so surprised, so happy. And I know what happened, what went wrong. And I actually ended up gaining that weight back, and then, of course, adding some more weight to that. But what I'd done during that time period, and I didn't know nearly as much about diet then as I do now. But what I was doing during that time period is I would stop and get one biscuit for breakfast. Typically, like a sausage, egg, and cheese biscuit from a local grocery store. And, it wasn't real big. But that's what that was my breakfast. And then for my lunch, I had a salad, and I went to a chain called McAllister's for my salad. That was the place closest to my work that offered a salad. So that's what I had there, was a salad from McAllister's. And then I went home in the evening and I ate my dinner, or my supper, and I only ate one portion-sized helping for supper, regardless of what we had. So if we had spaghetti and lasagna, or if we even had something a lot healthier, it didn't matter. I just ate one helping or one serving that a normal person should eat. And at the end of the day, I was, sitting there watching TV, winding down from the day or whatever, and I would start to get hungry again, getting towards night, 8:30 or so, and I would eat a bowl of Fiber One cereal, and it's the kind with the highest amount of fiber intake that they have. So I think it's 55% of your daily total value of fiber that you're supposed to have. So essentially just a small biscuit, a lunch, one serving for, a small biscuit for breakfast, a salad for lunch, a sensible dinner. And whenever I say sensible, I mean one helping. I don't mean healthy. Like I said, it might have been spaghetti, pasta, lasagna. All that stuff is not healthy for you whatsoever. But still, I just had one helping of it. And then a bowl of Fiber One cereal at night. And I actually lost, and no soda. I've done a lot better not having no soda then than I am doing now. although I'm getting there now. I can honestly say I haven't had soda in almost 2 weeks. And I lost 25 pounds in 6 weeks, which was awesome. So I started gaining the weight back, and I think the reason being is because I started drinking diet soda. And the weight started to come back on. I mean, I know that oh, actually, I think I just found my trail that I was supposed to go to. Let me go down here and turn around before somebody comes around that corner and blast me from behind. Yeah, it just, I think I started drinking diet soda, you know, thinking it was going to be okay, and it wasn't. So that's that. So the point or the moral to the story is that I think that you have to add some sort of fiber supplement to your diet. Here looks like a good place to turn around when you're trying to lose weight. That is not a good place to turn around. Although, strangely enough, there was another hiking sign there. So now I guess I'm being overrun with hiking trails. Now that I've pretty much decided to not go for a hike. Here looks like a place to turn around. So I'm going to start doing that as well. Yeah, I'm probably going to go back to the Fiber One cereal. You know, again with the 55% of the daily value of fiber that you're supposed to have. Along with my salad for lunch. Fasting in the morning 4 days a week at least. And, you know, all the other things that we talked about. So that's where I'm at this point. I guess I'm pretty much going to wrap it up there. I'm going to see. Well, let's take a look at what this hiking trail here looks like. Yeah, this here's definitely it. And the reason I know is because it said not to park here. That's Trimble Mountain Trail. Let's pull up here. See what this says. Huh, it says no parking. So I'm going to go ahead and park here. Anyway, this piece of paper here says, which I don't know why they wouldn't let you park there. I actually printed out the directions. Let's see. Trailhead is a brown sign on your left across from Todd Lake Trailer Dump Station. Park along the road. So this here is the Todd Lake Dump Station. Which, you know, again, no parking up there where I'm parked at. So that's wonderful. My guess would be that you could park here though, because you would go in the trailer station here, and then you could park along here. I completely missed this morning, which means we may have to do this next week. And then I think that the actual trail said going across the bridge. But as you can see here, it says Trumbull Mountain Trail, which, let's face it, if you got a name of the trail that you're on, that is awesome. Because again, if you're telling family, friends, and loved ones where you're going, that makes a big help. Let's see here. This trail is open to hiking, closed to all motorized vehicle, to protect wildlife habitat area. 375. I'm really going to have to try to figure out what these trail numbers are for. But man, look at that. This here is supposed to be a 4-mile loop, which I think we'll try to do it next week. I done got out of the mood this week after not finding it. About 16 minutes. So anyway, I wanted to do that talk to y'all about fasting and about increasing your fiber intake for your diet as well. So that was this week's topic. So I think I'm going to wrap the video up there. Sorry, no real hike this week, guys. I'm thinking maybe next week be a little bit better, especially now that I know where the trail is. That'll be a big help. And yeah, we'll take it one day at a time. Till next time.